You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Out on the edge of the battle and back, we've carried the weight and we've walked every track. From desert dust to the fire at home, we've learned how to fight, how to stand alone. But no one tells you what comes after the war. When silence is louder than the guns we bore, that's where we speak, that's where we heal. With stories too real for Hollywood reels. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, when warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. It ain't all medals and waving flags. There's pain in the silence and weight in the bags. But we've got a mic and a mission to share, to tell the damn truth, cause somebody's gotta care. We laugh, we cry, we cuss, we pray. We honor the ones who ain't here today. From basic to battle and back to the block. This is our rhythm of round table talk. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, when warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Still heavy in dreams out of reach, full of lessons the textbooks could never teach. We're sounding off, no filter, no prep. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. So if you've worn the boots or love someone who did, if you swallowed your hurt and kept it all hid, pull up a chair, you're not alone. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, where courage meets scars and raw honesty. This is our anthem, our truth intercept. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the ones still standing and those we've lost yet, for every single story we'll never forget. We speak so others won't forget. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Real talk, real facts, real life. HomeFront Sitrep podcast, where the mission continues.
Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
Full, man, full. My most favorite food truck in the world was like 10 minutes from the house today, so I went and enjoyed a couple plain ass lobster rolls from the Naughty Lobster. They have a bunch of different ones that they do. The plain is just, the lobster chunk, lobster meat, and warm drawn butter. They toast the split top bun, throw it in there. Dude, I was a happy man. I will tell you though, I kind of pigged out a little bit. I ordered two, so one for there and one to go. And my buddy Mark came up and and joined me, and I ate the one, and then we talked for a little bit. And I think I talked so much that I made myself hungry, so I ate the other one before I even left the place that they had set up today. And then, run some errands, came home, cooked dinner, did something real simple. We did pancakes tonight. I did
Nice.
just plain pancakes for my oldest and myself, and then I did banana for the wife and the youngest, and then some sausage too. And then started watching the NASCAR race. And for the fourth week in a row, I'm going to miss the ending. So Michael will probably smash through here and tell me who finished first, second, and third here, probably about 15, 20 minutes when that ends. But yeah, just killing myself with friggin' the SOF Chris May performance workouts down in the dungeon.
Yeah, you've been killing it. I've been watching.
I got gear arriving every friggin' day just to, try to keep up with what he's prescribing, right? He says you can do different exercises if you don't have the gear, but I'm trying to get the gear that I need to be able to do the workouts. I can tell you that I'm feeling better. I'm sleeping better. I got more energy, but it's kicking my butt, man. It's been a while since I've been doing any type of, lifting on a regular basis other than,
Yeah.
what I do for the team. And yeah, it's good though. It's good. And I saw SOF Missions. They had their second um, clinic of the year already.
Yeah.
So they're finishing up. Graduation date will be tonight. Should be happening here within the next half hour or so. And then, um, yeah, that's just good, man. How about you?
Well, it's been a uneventful week. Weekend's been great though, man. So last night we went to a friend of ours. It was her 50th birthday party. So they rented out the local winery up here, and we went there. Had a great time. Both my daughters. So Grace came in. Julie went and picked her up Thursday night. Yesterday morning, we she went and did a big girl purchase. So she bought her own car. Like mom and dad
Oh
didn't
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She bought her
She's
own
on spring
car.
break.
She's on spring break. She bought herself a 2012 Nissan Altima Sport.
Mm,
It's cherry red 2-door with the spoiler on the back. It fits her personality perfect.
yeah,
She took out the money from her bank account. Of course, we had went and looked at it the day prior, me and her. And then yesterday we took my wife and a friend of mine that's a mechanic, and we went and looked at it again. And he gave the seal of approval
yeah.
to the wife because she didn't want to just take my word on it. She wanted to have an expert. What's up, Mr. Brian Wood? How are you, sir? Brian, you'll love this episode, so you might want to stick around for this episode, Brian. Um, but anyway, he gave his seal of approval. Grace went in there and 20 minutes because it was a cash buy.
Yeah.
And did all the paperwork and everything. And she's stupid excited that she's got a car of her own now because her and her sister were splitting a car, and it was difficult when you're splitting a car. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
super hard, especially when both of them work and have activities and stuff like that. It was just so hard for them to just share a car. So now she's got her own big girl car. And then today, we got up, we went to church. They started a new sermon series at church today, and
Leading into Easter.
well, so at the beginning, it's called At the Beginning, which is the book of Genesis, at the
Yeah.
beginning. And so they started going into that today, which, it's supposed to last for, I think, 12 to 20 weeks. This sermon series that they're in
Yeah.
right now. So it was pretty good. A little, it was really good. And thank you, Brian, for coming back and hanging out with us, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Um, and it was just really good. And then we went to Bojangles for
Bojangles. Yeah, we
lunch.
talked about that when we went down to
I know, and we didn't,
to
and we
Florida.
did get it. We did get it. When we came back, me and you, we got it when we came back, and then I told the wife and kids, I was like, "Look, I've been wanting Bojangles for a minute." I said, "That's where we're going for lunch," and all three of them were like, "No, we don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it." I was
Too
like,
bad.
"I'm driving. We're
That's where
going."
I'm driving to. Yeah.
So we did wind up getting Bojangles, and we sat down, and everybody loved what they got. And they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Why do y'all even complain about coming here if you like what you eat, what you're eating?"
Yeah.
And it was what it is. And other than that, just been kind of lazy for the rest of the day, just hanging around with the wife. And Grace went to work at 3. Lorelai went to work at 4ish. So just hanging out, man, having a good time. But and then got ready for the podcast, man. It was just ready to rock and roll and start off another great weekend here with the organization we got coming on tonight, which is Real Hero Charters, and that's REEL, Real Hero
Oh yeah.
Charters,
Fishing, man.
which is
Fishing.
right up your alley, Gunny. And then tomorrow we got Van of Valor coming back on for a follow up. There's
Kevin
a lot.
coming back up.
Yeah, Kevin and Lauren coming
Lauren.
back on tomorrow to talk about an update of what is going on in the Van of Valor world.
Yep.
If you don't know what Van of Valor is, Kevin and Lauren sold their house, bought
Sold
a
everything.
van.
Sold
So yeah, they
everything.
sold everything and traveled the country, and they were documenting Purple Heart recipients and Gold Star families along this journey of theirs. And you have to tune in tomorrow to find out what's going
Yeah.
on with them. But great. And then tonight, we got, like I said, Real Heroes charters, I better say that, coming on tonight. And what their mission is to honor and support service members and first responders, including military veterans, active duty personnel, firefighters, police officers, and emergency responders who have dedicated their lives to serving community and country. So I knew it would be
Heck
right
yeah.
up your alley when we did the post interview with these guys a while back. I was like, yeah, this would be right up Gunny's alley. And I think what they're doing is amazing. And they've been around for just a little bit of time, but they have good head on their shoulders. And they seem like they're getting ready to do some really, really amazing things in two different states at the present moment in times.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited to bring them on. So, what do you think, Gunny? You ready?
Duh. It's fishing, man. We could
All
have
right,
skipped our entire intro and gone right into it.
Right. All right, let's bring them up. All right, let me change this because I do not like that.
What are you doing?
There we go. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Ryan,
Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. Ryan, I'm glad to see you got your camera working.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I had to move an area in the building that worked. So
nice, nice. Well, anyway, thank you guys for taking time out of your busy day to come hang out with Gunny and I here on HomeFront Sitrep. Do me a favor and introduce yourself to the world of HomeFront Sitrep. We'll start with Joe. We'll start with you, buddy.
All right. I'm Joe Watson. I'm a 20-year veteran. I retired about a year and a half ago. I was with the wonderful unit, 82nd Airborne Division, for a long time, jumping out of planes, kicking indoors. I was a 13 Fox, forward observer for all of you guys that know what the combat arms looks like. For the artillery, like I said, I've done everything from the 82nd to the 25th up in Alaska, 4ID, all kinds of places. I'm a 3-time combat veteran, went to Iraq 3 times. Most of us did in the beginning of the war. So I crushed my spine jumping out of planes, actually. So I was kind of temporarily disabled for a few weeks up in Alaska. So I know how, being bedridden, being that guy that it's kind of feels helpless, what that actually feels like. So, like I said, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I met Ryan up in Fort Wayne. I was actually in recruiting command at that time. And we started this organization, and I'll let Ryan introduce himself there.
yeah, so my name is Ryan Schaefer. Been fishing since I can remember. One of the biggest passions I have. I'm very blessed. I run a 100-year-old family-owned business, and then one of my big pieces that keeps me grounded is definitely getting out on the water. And that was one reason why me and Joe connected so well. We actually, met out and, obviously hit through his struggles. And for me, working and nonstop and, different things and, owning a business, multiple businesses, and just having that piece that you can step out there and, blessed, to have 3 wonderful children, been married for about 15 years, bought the business right around that time, and, the one thing that I can open the door and hopefully have my kids have that opportunity, and with opening this organization that me and Joe have been able to start, and, the sky's the limit with where we're going to go with this, but, being able to set that precedent for our kids, and being able to open that door for them to learn, the aspect of that, these men and women need our help, and been very blessed to where we started. And, we appreciate you guys having us on here. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. I love, that, you met, and you're like, hey, let's get out on the water. And then you decided, let's create an organization. So let's get into that. So when you first met, what made you decide to start an organization, a veteran and first responder nonprofit?
So
I mean,
when we first met, I was working for another organization. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about it. A nonprofit nationwide, the Fallen Outdoors. Great organization, great group of guys. We were doing a whole bunch of fishing stuff. Ryan and I met on a fishing trip, and I kind of just connected that way. And one day, we were sitting at a bar, and I got a call from a guy that wanted to donate a boat, which, the community that we are in, they are very, very generous. He says, "Hey, I want to donate this boat to a veteran organization." And I looked at him and I said, "Hey, do you want to make this thing big, man?" And he looked back at me. He's like, "Let's do it." So here we are. So we were basically doing it for 2 years prior to getting our big boat. But in the fall of last year is when we got the big boat and really set this thing into motion. So
You running a
can't say
glitter
no- we
boat
can't-
or aluminum?
it's a fiberglass.
yeah, we got a 32-foot lures. It is a twin 454 boat. It's beautiful. I don't know if one of you guys can pull it up on the website.
I'm
There's
working.
pictures
I'm
of it
I'm
there.
working on it.
And we can't say enough about Fallen Outdoors. I mean, they do great things, and our goal was not to compete with them. It was to work with them, but our main focus is obviously the water, and that's one big thing that we've been. I fish everywhere, so I've been blessed to fish from Costa Rica to Michigan, on that side of it, and when the biggest connection, we can dive deeper in this, but one of the biggest connection has nothing to do with fishing, and that's one of the coolest things that. The water is an escape to open the door to conversation. And that was one of the biggest reasons why him and I connected. We could go out in there and not even bring fishing poles, just be able to talk and have those options. And, and that's what we want to be able to open, to that door with it. And we joke about that. One of the events that we did, we had this older gentleman, war veteran. He said, "I don't even want to fish. I just want to take a nap on your boat." So, if we need to do that, we'll do that. So, but.
I call it the catalyst to a conversation, because being that combat veteran, I can get out there, I can have those like-minded conversations, with a lot of these folks, and really start that healing process, because everybody knows that 22 a day that we're combating. If I can, combat one of them on the back of the boat, then we're doing what we got to do, So.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that works really well, I'm not a veteran. I appreciate every veteran I've ever met and first responder. And I think that's one way why me and Joe work so well together, because we have two sides of our story, and it allows us to have both the conversations, whether I'm talking to the spouse and he's talking to the veteran or vice versa. It allows us to have those doors, because that's one thing that we don't talk about enough too, is the spouses go through hell too, and that's one thing that we've been able to, we talk, we don't charge, we don't, everything is funded by our clothing line and donations or our own pockets, and every penny we get we put back in there. But we get a lot of spouses say, I'd love to send my husband or my wife, but can I come? Of course, we want you to have that moment too. So and that's a real big part of our too, because they need healing too.
Heck yeah,
For sure. And I was a VP of a nonprofit that it's fishing. It's on Lake Erie, so we do walleye fishing, and we hosted 2 events a year. Our big event in the summer was anywhere between 80 and 120 guys and gals, all
Nice.
I'll say combat wounded, right? Because not every wound is a Purple Heart, right? You get the mental side of it, and then first responders, Gold Star families, and then we had a smaller one in the fall. It was 18 to 20 guys and gals, if that. And I had a Vietnam veteran, and it was before I was asked to join the board. We had a news crew out of Cleveland on the boat with us, and the current president is like, "Hey, you're going to go out. Who do you want to take with you?" I'm like, I'll take Silent Bob. Well, Silent Bob was a Vietnam veteran who hadn't said anything to anybody in 50 plus years. And our camera guy from the news was getting sick. Well, him and I are still both mic'd up, and the camera wasn't pointing at either one of us. It was on the floor of the boat, and Bob started opening up slowly. And by the end of the day, the 6 hours that we were out there, Bob has not stopped talking. And the camera guy just put a sandbag down and propped the camera up and just acted like he was throwing chunks off the side of the boat for 6 hours.
Yeah.
because when he came back, Bob wouldn't talk, but he's over the side of the boat. Bob would just talk. And that following year, he came up to me, gave me a big hug, and I'm like, he goes, "You did this, you caused this." I was like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, my wife is loving that I talked to her about it now. I've gone to see a counselor. I'm doing this." I'm like, "This isn't me, Bob. This is you willing to have that conversation with me on the back of the boat." And I think, and Joe, you talked to it a little bit, and so did you, Ryan, having something to open that conversation, right? So both of us were Marines, and obviously he served a lot earlier than I did, but just having that connection, and then talking about Camp Lejeune, so there's another connection, and then both being in combat, there's another connection. So all these little dots that are connecting our stories to bring us both together, right? And now he'll tell anybody and everybody what he experienced through Vietnam if he can help, like Joe said, that one more person. So yeah, the healing waters, and that was part of our slogan, was the healing waters of Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Being on the water, man, it just does something. And whether there's a line in or not, but personally, I'd rather have a line in.
One really cool thing that, we at this last show we were doing. So one big goal of ours for me and Joe was with our boat, with the size of it, is building a wheelchair lift to be able to take paraplegic. And Joe can tell you a story. We had a vet come in a wheelchair, and he can open up a little bit about it, but it's crazy. I mean, of what we're able to do. So I'll let you talk.
So this gentleman, we just did a home and garden show up in Fort Wayne, and he came up to me. He's paraplegic, him and his wife. And he said, what are you about? I kind of stopped him. I thanked him for his service. And so I started talking, and I told him what we do, and his wife kind of perked up, and she says to me, he's tried to take his life 3 times, 3 times. And she said, he won't talk to me about anything. He won't talk to me about nothing. And so, I kind of had him come over to the side and look at the boat, and immediately he saw the boat, and he opened up about things that was going on in his life and how he just wishes he wasn't there. And it was so hard to see, because he was wearing that Vietnam vet hat and not being able to walk, and it hadn't been forever. It wasn't the war wounds that did it to him. But he just felt helpless. And that's one person. I told him, I said, specifically, our charter is going to be designed for us to take you with wheelchair lock, safety equipment, everything on board. We can even give you a rod assist if you can't use your hands. And all it is us having a conversation out there catching fish. Yeah. And so it's just small instances like that really make what we do here, all of our time and our effort, really worth the work and effort that we are putting forward. So
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to show what the boat looks like. I did download the video and got it set up here. Now I will say the music's a little loud, but
you turn it down a little bit.
I did turn it down a little bit on my end, but I still want people to be ready just in case, because it's a cool boat. All right,
this is how it sits currently right now.
Yeah, and
it's getting ready to come out of storage.
Yeah, this is without the top and everything on it too. So
let's see if I can get it to play. There we go. Maybe
Willis has dial up, so it might be a minute.
There it goes. We really wanted this to be a testament to our armed services, and I think they really did a great job on the wrap that we got on it. So.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough, when we got this boat, it should have been at the bottom of the lake. So, but it came out really amazing.
Wow.
And I think on the website too, if you scroll down some of the fishing pictures and stuff too, there is a picture of it all set up on there as well. I think with the top and everything. So it's a beautiful boat.
Yeah, it is a beautiful boat. Yeah, we'll have to. So I'm gonna put the website here in the chat room as well, so people can actually go to your website, check it out. And so let's talk about a little bit about the website. I know we'll probably get into it a little later as well, but uh, so what can people find on your website? Like if they go to your website, what are things that they can find on your website?
Yeah, I'll start off. So obviously, the first main goal, I feel like our one big thing there is not to try to sell somebody something. We want to be able to talk to you if you need us. So first thing when you open up the website, it's going to say nominate, and whether it's a friend or yourself, we want to know your story. That's the number one thing. So when you click on that, tell us who you are, and whether it's it's the daughter want to nominate the dad or in general. So that's the main goal. Obviously, we show our mission. It talks about me. It talks about Joe. But our goal with the website is to grow that to, potentially as we raise more money and do more. We've already got one or two that I talked to at the Indy Boat Show that wants to get involved, but they're going to have basically be a 24-hour on-staff counseling.
Hmm.
They're working on getting us a number. One of our Marine that actually pulls the boat for us, he talked to me. He actually called me about an hour ago and said, hey, he wants to talk with his dad. I believe he's out of Jackson, Florida. Me and Joe are going to be having a conversation probably next week with him over the phone. So that's kind of a goal. So if somebody's struggling, that needs that vet line, he's a veteran, that type of thing that maybe they can't get a hold of us for any reason, which we're always checking. It's on both of our, we get every little ping that comes off of there.
That's our 911 line, actually. Yeah, that front page where it says nominate now, that sends us an email, instantaneously comes to us. And if it says, hey, 911, I need help, I'm on the phone at that exact moment. So
we'll figure it out. One way or another, way we come to you, you come to us, we'll make it happen. And that's the beautiful thing about like this podcast is, we talked about this when we kind of before we did the podcast is if we can have other connections and other charters, even if they don't do what we do, but just have those connections, but not just charters, but whether there's doctors or other military that can reach out that may be closer, and we don't care if you're from Alaska to New York or wherever, we want to talk to you and help you if we can. And then scrolling down, it's going to talk about ask the captain. That's if somebody wants to, one big goal too that, we haven't talked about, like if we can find veterans or first responders or officers that, want to give us their time, if they want to learn to drive the boat, take people out, this is an open door conversation. We want, we can't do this by ourselves, for what the magnitude we want to do. So having that help, and that's going to help us grow and have more boats as we do more things and stuff like that too. So that's another question, which we did. We have quite a few. I've already reached out that we're still working on our day to kind of pick a kind of an avail day to put the boat in the water and do some training and stuff like that too. So
yeah, it's really cool when we get those veterans that contact us and are like, hey, you know what? To be honest with you, I just retired. We're 40 some years old now. Like, what the hell do we do? Like, we don't have a purpose anymore. So that actually serves two purposes, right? So we're helping veterans and we're helping them as a veteran. So that's kind of where that whole section was leaning towards. So scrolling over on our website, we have an area where you can go and you can donate to us. There's some corporate sponsor stuff inside of there. We do have all of our merch line on our website, and gallery of fishermen that from the video that you put out there, that was from our gallery. So a lot of stuff that we do gets posted on there. We have a great organization that actually donated our whole website to us. They manage our whole website for us. So we send them all kinds of different things to post new merchandise that we got. And we trying to stay in that veteran realm, trying to employ as many veterans as we can, because, that's obviously the mission. So website is great. So.
And we've been super blessed, even as we get started with some of our sponsors. We got a guy that makes our challenge coins that we hand out to our veterans. They're amazing. They got a QR code on them. He's been phenomenal. From our website guy to just so many different things that that's all the way at the bottom too that we have. So big shout out to them as we're getting this started too. So.
Yeah, and if you want to mention them, you can mention them. You can throw their names out. That's fine. Yeah. We don't. I mean, we're guys and.
SMG Media, Salomon Media Group, has been phenomenal. I think on the website, I want to call it Billet Coin. You guys ever heard of like the dot card? They're kind of the competitor of that, but they do some awesome stuff. So small business owners, if you don't want to deal with a business card, he can custom make all that stuff for you, which has been huge.
With that, let me stop you there. So let me explain that challenge coin. We call it the traveling challenge coin, right? So on the back of it, it has our logo on one side of it. It is a challenge coin, but it's meant to be passed on from veteran to veteran, right? So if you find a veteran that is struggling and has a QR code goes directly to our website, all you got to do is ask for help. You click that button and ask for help. And and we made them specifically to travel across this country, across the nation. We really hope that will take off. And the guy does a phenomenal job that makes them too.
And our goal as we build our 26 calendar, for getting all these veterans out in the water and doing everything with it is, as we potentially help that one, they can challenge another person and keep doing that. And that's really the big goal there. And then we also have,
where's the challenge coin located at? Like if somebody wanted to.
it's actually in Fort Wayne here, in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
So the challenge coin is?
Yeah, I'm trying.
So we don't have the challenge coins for sale. It's not something that you're going to get for sale. So you're going to meet us in person. You're going to meet us on the street. I carry a pocket of them. Ryan carries a pocket of them, and we give them to everybody that we can tell. Or you have a conversation in a bar or something. You're like, hey, guess what? I hear that you're drowning your sorrows here. Let's do something constructive as well. So
And then we just had which is one thing that's been awesome to get other businesses involved. We had a guide service called Getting Bit Guide Service. Sai is his name. He donated a walleye trip. We just raffled that off. So that was great. We have another charter called Hillbilly Charters. Phenomenal guy if you're up in Michigan, Pentwater area. He's a hoot. He'll train you, teach you. Huge heart. Him and his wife are amazing. We have a new sponsor that's getting ready to get involved called Fort Wayne Storage. They're a pretty big company. But we're hoping with some of our veterans that are maybe coming in that maybe need some, storage, they're going to be able to accommodate them and help them on that side. They're going to be a sponsor that wants to get involved more and more. But the good thing is their network. They're all over. They're not just Fort Wayne. So if we do have anybody that's maybe retiring or coming home or needs some help, they definitely want to be able to do on that side. And but just in general, I honestly, one of the biggest things that aren't even sponsors, just friends and family have been amazing for this journey. I can't count how many hours and late nights and headaches and ups and downs and good times, just to get us there to where we are now. And it's good having all those people on our backs, to help us out. So
living in Fort Wayne, I moved down here in May. We started this business in Fort Wayne, and my wife asked me the other day. She said, "So when are we moving back to Fort Wayne?" Because I'm there about every 2 weeks. And we're doing something new. So going up actually to Michigan City this weekend. We're actually going to get on a charter service that wants to give us some instruction on the lakes and waters that we're going to be fishing. That's been doing it for years and years. So.
You can never learn enough. He's also looking at donating some stuff for us, and I want to give him a shout out. Spoon-fed Charters. He's good, phenomenal guy.
He's out of Michigan City.
Yep.
Nice. So me personally, I like Gunny's Resets being on the water, right? And I know we talked about this when we had the call beforehand, and I love being outside, right? Being out just in nature in general. I don't have to be on a boat. I don't have to be on the water. I don't have to have a fishing pole in my hand, but I do love fishing as well. So like I was down in Tampa, or actually Orange Beach area down in the Gulf for New Year's. Well, we went on a fishing charter there, and man, I tell you, catching mingos at the beginning of the new year out there on the boat with another veteran, actually two veterans, and then the family that was with us as well. And man, that was so awesome, just out there. But now, granted, we were fighting the dolphins. They were being total jerks to us because they were stealing our bait or fish from us. But we did catch our limit. We had a great time. And I felt so refreshed afterwards. Of course, the three veterans that were on the boat, we were bantering back and forth. Oh, I caught the bigger fish. I caught the bigger fish. And then we had one of our female friends on the boat with us, and she's like, no, I caught the biggest fish. Dude, that just builds that camaraderie. It builds that bond. Even it makes it even stronger. We already had a really strong bond, but when you're in competition with other veterans and friends, it just makes the experience so much better. And
Absolutely.
That's a good thing about being on a boat. You're not on your phone. You got a fishing pole in your hand. You're out in the middle of the water wherever you're at, what Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, whatever body of water you're on, and you're forced almost to talk to the person next to you when you're out there fishing. And that's what we talk about, bonfire, sitting around a bonfire when you get done an event and just sitting there talking. And that's where a lot of healing takes place. But when you're on a middle of a body of water, wherever you're at, and you're sitting there and you're just talking with the person next to you, that starts the healing. And if you realize, well, hey, here's somebody that I don't know, just met today, but yet he went through something very similar to what I went through. That starts that healing process right there. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I
do gotta do a quick shout out because I don't want to get yelled at. One big one too that has helped us out a bunch is Rod Boss. So if you guys ever need rod holders for your boat, this guy is amazing. The guy donated like 7-8 grand worth of rod holders, and they're unreal. Like one of the best in the business, which has been amazing. And then also Inkworks that wrapped the boat. They did a phenomenal job too. And then our marine guy, I got a shout out to my marine guy, the one that hauls our boat. You have to look him up. His name's Brad. He runs Titan Trucking. So I just want to make sure I covered everybody. So
we definitely want to make sure you get your partners out there, because those are people who make your organization run. And
that's a testament to our organization, to that many people being as young as we are in this business. I mean, even you guys reaching out to us, that was the first question I asked you. I said, how did you hear about us? And so we went through all that, but that amount of people came through just because they can see that vision as well. Yeah. So, and it's been amazing. It really has. So,
well, when you're doing things right, you get noticed. Now granted, when you're doing things wrong, you get noticed too. But you guys are doing
then
things
Johnny Law's on the line.
Yeah. You guys are doing things the right way, and you're getting noticed for the right reasons.
Well, you'll have another contact too. So Chris, who's in the chat over here, just sent us a private message saying for Willis to give you guys his contact. And he's got some guys in the area that you guys are operating.
Awesome. Great. Beautiful. So we're pretty much I was going to say, we're pretty much, our goal this year is we're pretty much going to be fishing from Michigan City all the way up past Manistee. We'll do that probably into late July, pull the boat and then chase perch and walleye, do jigging, stuff along that line, pretty much from Detroit to Cleveland. But one big thing that we want to try to do to get more people involved that have boats is do camping events. I think that's one thing we're really excited about doing, because we can get 200-300 veterans and first responders and officers all in one location for 2-3 days, and and then we can really connect with everybody and have those moments and barbecue.
Those where those fire moments come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Because one thing that I thought was amazing that Fallen Outdoors did, having those camping events was great, because there's some people that didn't even go on the boat. They just want to camp, talk, sit by the fire, have some good food. So. But also opens the door to having multiple other organizations step in and help too, on that side. So,
and once you get the community involved, I mean, honestly, you can run a nonprofit. And I know we talked about this, right? If you're a nonprofit and all you want to care about is your nonprofit, right? You don't want to work with another nonprofit. You're just focused on your nonprofit and the people that are within your organization. Who are you really helping? Because if there's a veteran that say you do equine therapy, right? And you got a veteran that's within your organization, that's the first organization he ever joined. Now you do other small things like you have barbecues and stuff like that, but your primary focus is your equine therapy. And he comes up to the founder and says, "Oh, well, I love what you're doing, but it's not working for me." Well, said founder or board member needs to say, "All right, well, what are you interested in?" Well, I like to go fishing, or I like to go hunting. Then whoever he's talking to needs to say, "Well, I know this organization here, they do hunting," or "I know this organization here, they do fishing," or whatever, and say, "Hey, let me call them up right now and let me get you connected with them," because that's where
instead of the "That's not what we do here. Sorry, we can't help it."
That's one of my favorite sayings right there. I'll tell somebody that, "Well, have you heard about this nonprofit organization? They do this." I said, "No, I have not, but please tell me about them. You have a contact? Do you have a contact card? Can I get in touch with these people?" Mm-hmm. Because you're absolutely right. It may not work for you, but it might work for somebody else, and that's the ultimate goal. So
Yeah, and that's, I've since 2004 I've been involved in the nonprofit world. I've seen lots of good ones. I've seen lots of bad ones out there. And me personally, when I was, on the board of a nonprofit, and somebody come up to me and said, "Hey, man, uh, I love what you guys are doing, but it's not working." I'm like, "All right, well, what works for you? What are you interested in? What's your passionate about?" And that's what I'm like. All right, oh, I know this organization here. They do dog training. If that's what you're into, I know this organization here. They take veterans out hunting. I know this organization here. They take veterans out fishing. So you just got to be able to, all right, no, have that connection, have that network,
Absolutely.
because that's what makes you, as a nonprofit, having that network is what is going to make you a successful nonprofit. Because let's say Joe Blow comes up to you, Joe, and says, "Hey, I love what you guys are doing, but I want to get into race car driving, or I want to
Yeah.
get into basket weaving." You can be like, "Hey, man, all right, I know I got this buddy Ed McLean. He runs Warriors for Racing. Let me get you in contact with him if that's what you're interested in." And you dial his phone number up and say, "Hey, Ed, I got this veteran here. I'm going to connect you to him." Or basket weaving, which I don't know any organizations that does basket weaving, but I'm sure they're out there. So you just gotta be able to network together. And a lot of nonprofits, where they fail at, is they try to reinvent the wheel, right? Instead of being a spoke in that wheel, they try to reinvent the wheel, and that's where they fail. And I love that you guys like to work with other organizations, like Chris. He's right here. He just put in there a while ago. I'm in for that. I will come help with that. Chris is a great guy. We haven't met him face to face yet, but Gunny and I are planning to go ice fishing in February of next year.
Turkey, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go up there. So he's partnered with Veteran Hunts for Heroes up in Wisconsin, right? I believe that's where they're at, in Wisconsin. And they already offered us to come up go ice fishing, which Gunny's been many times. I've never been ice fishing, but it's something I've always wanted to do. So that's something I can check off my bucket list. Um, and I'm super excited for it. And I'd love to come hang out with you guys. Me and Gunny come out, hang out with you guys on the lake one day and just go fishing and be with other veterans that are there that come up to do one of your charters. So,
And that's one thing too. Like even if we have somebody that's not a nonprofit, not a veteran, but maybe just wants to give back, that door is open too. And feel like you want to do more. We'll never turn down help. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
and that's how I started. I mean, showing up with a boat, and then even when I was taking vets out, that I took 3-4 vets out, and they told 3-4 more vets, and then I was taking 10-15 vets every month out, just especially while Joe was moving. On that side, and just create friendship. And that's why, we started seeing more like we had some pretty deep stories to where these, guys needed help, and when we were able to open that door, and not make them do harm to themselves or have those conversations like, "Hey, I need more," that type of thing, was huge, on that side. So, and that's where, again, a guy with a bass boat to a flat bottom boat, to a pontoon, if he wants to help and we're going to do an event, we'll go out there and utilize it. So
that's where this direction is going too. So we have the big boat. We do big water stuff up in Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, both. Me moving down here, the entire plan is for me to build my own house. I bought 13 acres. I'm going to build my own house. I'm living in the middle of nowhere, but also I live on Dale Hollow Lake. If anybody
and then I'm going to build him a house on my property, so we can bounce.
About Dale Hollow
tiny
Lake,
home for the weekends, right?
I'm going to get him a tiny home. Yeah, so I'm going to dig a pond.
We're going
in there.
There you go.
We're going to get probably a center console, and we're going to kind of move this business down south here too, just a little bit. So we'll have
there's walleye in Dale Hollow.
There are walleye in Dale Hollow, and I can't wait to get them. Talking to a bunch of the locals, and they still haven't figured out how to fish the lake yet, but we're really, really gonna try.
So I've got a contact
Perfect.
who fishes down there quite a bit. Matter of fact, I got a couple contacts that fish down there.
I was going to say, wait a minute. Just
But
one?
yeah, I'll definitely get them in contact with you guys because
Yeah.
they know how to fish, and I know there's a guy, former Marine, and his wife that
You said
both
it.
charter
Okay.
Dale Hollow, and they do the
Beautiful.
walleye and
Mhm.
crappie, like they do the spring walleye. So
Yeah, the
How
lake's
dare you?
coming up right now. If you ain't seen it in a little bit, it's starting to come up for the year. So
yeah, and that's how
we're
it
getting
was
excited.
this time last year. That's how it
Yeah.
was this time last year. It just got muddy with all this
It's
rain.
super
and
muddy
stuff.
right now. Yeah, it's super muddy. I live probably 15 minutes from the lake and then 10 minutes from the Cumberland River. So I can do all that stuff.
I
So
was watching a TikTok about best bass fishing in Kentucky, and Dell Hollow was number 2 as one of the best lakes in Kentucky to go
I think it
bass
held the
fishing.
record for a little bit for Smalley.
It did.
It held the world
Yeah.
record over here. So
Yeah. And Gunny, I'm mad at you because you said former Marine.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, you never former, right? Always a Marine.
No,
I don't care.
I'm just messing with it. I
What are
said
they
it
gonna
on.
do? They're gonna take the gunny away from me? Oh, I'll go back to be a friggin' nasty ass Lance Corporal.
Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna throw the link back up. That's www.realherocharters.com. That's REEL herocharters.com, or hero, not heroes, herocharters.com. So go check out the website. Go check out the merch section. There's a contact section, support section, a little bit of everything. So go check out the website. If you're close to the area that they're in, if you want to volunteer. Go in there and connect with these guys. If you run a nonprofit, say you're in Wisconsin or Florida or Arizona, wherever, and you do fishing, connect with these guys as well. That way you can share, because if they got a veteran, let's say they got a veteran coming from Washington State, they have to pay to get to where they are. And then once they get there, then everything is on the organization, but you still have to pay for your travel to get there. So if there's an organization that they can partner with, let's say Montana Warriors on the Water, or Vets with Nets in Virginia, or whatever, Project Healing Waters or whatever, they can link together and make things happen. So definitely connect with these guys. And like I told you guys beforehand when we were doing that pre-call, the people that I have had on the show, I'm going to get you in connection with as well. That way you can start building that network of organizations and stuff like that. So I think that'd be.
They said it takes a village, right? It takes a village.
Yes, yes. That's something we talked about.
One thing with the merch, we are changing it all the time. So like your hat, the grunt style, we kind of took that mentality as far as just changing. We have a 250 year anniversary shirt coming out, stuff like that. We're hitting all genres and things and having fun with it. Me and Joe, it's kind of funny. You don't realize, when you start a nonprofit, what all things you got to start getting into. What's funny, we get these military ducks made, and
Jeep
I'm not
ducks.
joking. We sell so many darn ducks, it's crazy. But
we have an entire tote full of ducks, and we sell out.
And we go through them
almost
nonstop.
every show that we go to. So.
Yeah.
One thing I want to kind of step back a little bit.
Throw all the Marine Corps ducks out. But,
yeah.
Hey, now.
One thing I want to step back is one big thing that me and Joe want to set different with and not that there's not phenomenal nonprofits, but every penny we get goes back into this to help our guys. It's not show up and we're driving Cadillacs. It's every penny. We are working people that care to put every dime back into what we get. And so those shirts do mean everything to us when you buy those, or support us, or a hat, on that type of thing is really, really important for us. And then the other side with that too, we ship everywhere. So if you want to see us at a show, or for in general, if you need something, we'll ship it to you on that side. So can't emphasize it enough. That stuff really makes a difference for us.
Heck yeah, man. Well, gentlemen, is there any?
Before
Go ahead, Gunny.
Says, is there anything else we haven't talked about? I want to talk about targeted species. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So
we haven't even said that yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's about fishing. I want to know what I'm trying to catch, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I know it's not about fishing, but at the end of the day, it's about
Absolutely.
Maybe
fishing.
we're going fishing. That's actually
So
100%.
I mean, you mentioned the late summer months, it's it's the perch and walleye on Lake Erie, right? That's what everybody's
course,
chasing on Erie that time of year. So when you're up in Michigan earlier in the year, what's your target species there?
Yeah, definitely Lakers. Getting from trout to salmon, coho, all that stuff. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is go out 30, 40 miles out, 500 to 600 foot of water, and, put a rod way down there and bounce it on the bottom and catch a massive lake trout.
Yeah.
I have one actually. If you're looking through the gallery, my biggest fish, my biggest trout I've ever caught. Yeah, it's definitely my claim to fame.
The red beard glory showing off, stuff. But
it's great.
But one of the other things too is, I love jigging. I love trolling. The reason why I like trolling is I can talk to you. It's a lot more, set it up. Obviously in some fishery, people don't like trolling. They want to work for it, which is fine, But one of our best things to do with the trolling is one thing that I've learned from like hillbilly charters, it is a crazy system when you're setting 32 rods up and moving in 3-4 foot waves. And, you get 8 fish coming in at the same time of all different things. One of our favorite things to do is put a, fishing rod, 1,000 feet out and hand to the guy that's talking a lot, So let him work on it for 2 hours. That guy right there, So
So you use small boards, the planer boards,
a little bit of everything. So I like to use small boards, large boards. I play in with the new system, not new, but one of my buddy Bob that I fish with a lot. He's got the large boards that he runs the clips all the way down.
Yep.
I've been using his on his Duckworth a couple times, and that's been pretty clean. The rod, it just flares on what I'm doing. I mean, honestly, I'm one thing that I love about everything is you never learn enough. I mean, I feel like I literally buy more baits than I'll never use, and I'll use more than I'll lose. And just try new things on that side.
Yeah.
So,
So I used the First Mate as well. So I'm used to big boards, little boards, running dipsies, running downriggers, all that stuff on some of the boats.
So that's one thing is Rod Boss helped us out with this system that we have. Everything slide and move. It's crazy. I mean, like I feel super spoiled,
awesome.
Of what we're going to be able to do with the rod, and especially with this wheelchair lift that we're trying to build. We can slide it in and out. If we're at a dock that maybe it's sitting higher or lower with the boat, we can put them in there if we need to. Obviously, if they want to climb on in, we'll let them do it. But if we can help them on that side, on that side too. And I will say, if anybody has any experience with that, I've done it with hillbilly charters. But if anybody has experience or knowing or knowledge or different locks that we can put in the boat to help or safety devices that of, please reach out to us. I mean, because we're always learning with that. We want to make sure guys are safe out there too. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So if anybody out there is boat savvy that could help these guys out, definitely reach out to them, or reach out to me and I can give you their phone number and you can contact them for sure. But yeah, sounds like y'all got a volunteer. Gunny's like he'll come up and help you First Mate.
I heard that First Mate. I heard that.
Joe will pick you up when he's coming up. So
if my schedule allows it, 100% absolutely. Because my wife knows after a day of fishing or a couple of days of fishing, my attitude is going to be a whole lot better. So she does not mind.
That's right.
So
mine too. And then I'll ask her. I said, "You want to come out fishing with me?" She says, "No, I'll bring a book though." We got a front cabin for the ladies if they like to go out with us. So
Yeah, it was funny when we were getting the boat ready. My wife had one request, and it was to figure out a way to put a hammock on a boat. So,
easy.
Done.
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, So I'm taking off to Europe with my wife in June, and we've got a fishing charter scheduled for the North Sea. And I looked at her, I'm like, "You want to go fishing?" She goes, "I'm going shopping." I'm like,
"There you go."
I said, "I'm going to spend a half a day on the water while I'm on vacation." Hell yeah.
Check.
I'll need that break after flying over there.
Right.
So Mr. Scott Lara, he said there's nothing that brings dads and sons closer than fishing. And then he said, I was 12 years old fishing with my dad, caught a 22-inch northern pike.
There you go.
Nice. Ryan, he's got a lake house up, a small cabin up on the lake of northern Michigan, and getting our boys together and going out there on the little pontoon that he's got up there. Man, those kids have a ball, man, and it does. And he and I, we sit there, we cut up together, and the kids play together. And I mean, it is that person is absolutely correct. So.
It's huge. And especially in the crazy world we live in, getting the kids outside is huge. And and learning that side. That's one thing,
Yeah.
Joe knows me, I barely just got internet not too long ago. I'm pretty like the hide in the woods guy, but it's good for the boys. I'm blessed. I got a 15 down and a 9-year-old, and tough love goes a long way for them. But and they love it. On that side too. So
last time they got together, they stole the Red Bull cooler out of the refrigerator and took it into the woods because they needed.
They literally built a fort out in my woods, and we got a cooler and
a Red Bull cooler or a refrigerator. Actually, the full refrigerator.
Refrigerator in the woods. I'm like, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I take my boys whenever I can to go fishing. My youngest, I call him the snack monster because as soon as we get on the boat, Dad, can I have a snack? What's the rule of the boat? I have to catch a fish. I have to catch a fish.
Yeah, my kid shows up about 50 pounds of snacks.
Ramen.
Yeah, ramen.
My youngest
he's got a backpack. It's like I kicked him off the house, for 6 months. He's going to be leaving. So.
That's my oldest. He's got a backpack full of snacks. Anywhere we go, she's got a backpack full of snacks. And it's just like, bro, like today at church, sitting there before church started, I looked down the aisle at her and she's freaking eating a Pop-Tart. I'm like, what did you do? Oh, man.
Yeah, my kid would have a waffle maker plugged in. So
Chris says his boys hunt and fish with him all the time. So
it's good. It's good.
I mean, that's
got to get out there, man. That's the next generation,
that's bonding with your daughter, your son, that you get that bond moment with them. And especially when it's, they catch their first fish or get their first deer or turkey, whatever you're hunting. I mean, that builds that bond, man. And it's special. It's so special.
Yeah. Where Scott was going with that too, I believe, we have encountered, sons and fathers both served, and they come up to us and talk to us and be like, hey, can me and my dad go out? That would be great for us, and those are the ones we would love to target. So,
right.
Because
and even if that, dad or mother that been gone in the service, and they come home and they want to spend time and have that fishing day, we'll definitely open that door for them. So, that's one thing that we want to definitely reconnect and, help on that side too, if we can. So
heck yeah. So do you I don't see on the website any upcoming charters that you guys got. Have you got that calendar out anywhere yet?
We are working it out. We're hopefully after we go up there next 2 weeks, go to Michigan City. Sunday. We've got quite a few things that we're working with. The biggest thing right now is not the calendar. We have so many people that we're doing. We're trying to work out ports and dates. And we've also been being pulled so much for we got veteran parades that people are wanting us to get involved in. So we're hoping we can make an event that side. So just trying to do what we can to cover as much ground, with also not putting out too early that we don't have everything lined up, type thing. Joe knows me and he's the same way. We full send everything we do, but we also want to kind of,
it's going to go whether it's ready or not ready to go.
You got to reel yourselves in sometimes, right?
We do. And I'm usually the one doing the reeling. I'm like, Ryan, hold on, bud. Hold on.
And I'm put on the damn helmet and send it. So that's kind of how
there
it
you
rolls,
go.
So.
Hey, sometimes there's nothing wrong with just sending it full blast, but every now and then you got to pull back and pull back on those reins. So one final question before I let you guys go back into the green room. What is your vetting process? Because I know, and I hate to say this, and we've talked about it numerous times, Gunny, is a lot of people like to abuse the system. And what I mean by that, some say they are veterans and they're not really veterans, but yet they're playing that card that like they are. And then is it first come, first serve? Or are you going to allow say if I went, I can only go one time, but I could come back as a volunteer or a mentor later on, or are you allowing veterans go on multiple trips?
So Joe, I'll start and I'll let you take over. So one thing, obviously everybody's deserved that's a veteran first responder officer, but we've got the vetting service, I guess, when you look at it is, of course, you're going to know when you talk to somebody, you're going to know and have those conversations. You're going to feel those. But when I've got a 101-year-old Purple Heart, 4-time Purple Heart, I want to get him on the boat first. Yeah. To a guy that's just out of the Army, did 4 years or military, but it's not that I want to take the worst first or whatever. They're all needed. But that's what we're trying to figure out for year one is kind of figure out, not necessarily the vetting, but figuring out, we've got, like the gentleman who talked about that was in a wheelchair that's already tried to give up his, or take his life, to these older gentlemen that are 80s, 90s, the special group that, that has defined us in our country and our world. They deserve everything we can. And then also, we want to give, I talked to, it was actually an aunt, a little sidebar note, but he was a first responder, showed up to an event, young guy, showed up to a response, first guy there, the whole family's gone, dead, ruined him. 2 weeks later, his wife died in an accident. So, and he's got kids and all that stuff. So those are like, it's not that I don't want to put him at the front of the line, but it's one of the things he needs us. And that's really what matters. That's the purpose. We talk about it all the time. Fishing has nothing to do with it. But if we can get those guys on the boat and we can start that vetting process on the boat, during the boat, meet them. If I got to drive, fly, pick them up, whatever we got to do, on that side. Of course, we want to make sure we're getting the true people that deserve it, which is, in theory, if you've served in any of those criteria, you deserve it. But we want to get the high priority ones, of course, first as well. So
the biggest thing on that website, the reason that we put in where you're going to sign up on our website, tell us a story, right? We want you to tell us your story, because if your story doesn't jive, with what I know being a veteran, what Ryan knows, or what makes even common sense, I'm going to make that phone call. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to fill you out. If I don't have that warm fuzzy, then, we're not saying we're not going to take you on it, but you're not going to be that priority.
And that's kind of one of the goals. Like when we do the camping trips, we can have more all-in-one. We can, figure it out. But when we're doing the one-on-ones, those are the special cases, right? Because we can take 4 to 5 people on our boat, 3 to 4, wheelchairs. We want to make those special for those guys and girls that need that. And then camping events, we're going to open the doors to everybody because it's still special, of course. So.
But tell the story. Tell us what you've done. A lot of times as veterans, we don't like to boast or brag about things that we've done or we've been, but we want to hear those stories because we're going to use those stories when we're on the boat as well, right? So when we go and like, well, tell me about this. You wrote this in your bio or your write up here. Let's explore this a little bit. So that's going to be kind of the jumping point. So that's kind of the vetting process at this point. So
I gotcha. Yeah, you just got to be.
If I fill one out, can I just put see Google?
Chat GPT.
Yeah, there you go, right?
No, just Google Samuel Deeds, Gunnery Samuel Deeds. Oh man,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. No. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. But no, guys, man, I want to say thank you guys again for coming on and hanging out with us. I'm going to get you on some other podcasts as well to get your story out there. We do have a connection with a bunch of other veteran podcasters. I think your story would be great for their show. So I'm going to reach out to a bunch of them, say, hey, get these guys on, get them scheduled, whatever they need to do. I'm also going to get you guys connected with these other fishing organizations that we've had on the show. Just an introduction, introduce yourself to them, and hopefully you guys can work together and possibly, collab with each other, do something that would be amazing for you guys.
Collaboration is key.
Building that network is definitely what is key. And because if you got, like I said, if you got a guy in Virginia that wants to come out to your event, but he doesn't have the funds to make it to where you guys are, you can say, hey, I can get with Rich Segara with Vets with Nets down in Virginia and send them out with them. I think
it allows us to talk to them and tell them how serious it is, or just in general, on that side. Because that way you can call Rich up on the phone and say, hey man, I got this vet. He's in Alexandria, Virginia, and he's struggling, man. He wants to go fishing, and he would definitely do that. So, but once again, guys, thank you again for coming out and hanging out with Gunny and I for this hour. We got to jump offline because we're going to put you guys on Reese Across America Radio on Thursday night. So it's going to go out to all the millions of people that watch on or listen to it on Thursday night. So you guys will be on there. So I'm hoping you get an influx to your website and stuff like that. I will say we have been getting some emails from people that are listening that want to talk to us. A couple different military events.
Hanging over here, I was like just looking at it real quick. There's a bunch, and thank you guys so much for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I want to say thank you for the friendship and the brotherhood. Look forward to more and more talking with you guys, and let me get you both on the boat. So
Oh yeah, get me and Gunny together on a boat.
well, I can
That'd
have
be-
Joe. You know, he comes to my house every 2 weeks. He can pick you up on the way up. So.
Well, he might be
There you
able
go.
to pick up Willis. I'm off
Yeah,
of
there.
75. Willis is off of 65. So
Okay.
might
He'll
have to
figure it
detour
out.
a little bit. Come get me.
I'm trying to get him to get his
Oh,
pilot's
I ain't going
license
to
before
I ain't going
the-
to 75. I ain't going through Dayton. I'm so sorry. That's just not a place that I go.
Well, you got Cincinnati too. So I mean,
That's yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
worst
Dayton,
of both
no.
worlds.
Hey, Gunny, you just come park your car at my
That's
house,
it.
and we can just go from there.
Man, the
Have
pavement
boat will
doesn't
travel.
get parked outside. What's wrong with you?
All right, guys, we're gonna
Love
drop
it.
you down in the green room if you want to hang out, and we'll chit chat when we end the show. All right,
Sounds good. Thanks.
you're welcome. How cool was that, Gunny?
I told you last time we had somebody on that dealt with fishing. We can do fishing every week, every day.
I know.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, no bananas on the boat. Yeah, I'm down with that one, too, Chris.
Yeah, no bananas.
Dude, I love what the guys are doing. I love their vision, and hopefully with everybody that we can get them connected through. They can be doing stuff, Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, and then down there Dale Hollow, and maybe Joe can get some big old cat adventures lined up down there and pull out some big of those blue or channels, big nasty things out of the bottoms.
Oh yeah.
No, man, it's awesome, and definitely would love to go up and see what they're doing and get on the boat and get a line in the water.
Oh yeah. I'm down for that too. Even if I mean Dale Hall is not but 2 hours for me, if that. So
Yeah,
I'm down. I'm like, let's go to Dale Hollow. We could drive down there in a weekend and spend the weekend down there on a boat. I'd be down for that too. So I'm super excited. I do want to give a big shout out to the people on TikTok that's watching. One of them, Mike, Echo Whiskey 0311, sent a galaxy. That's the first galaxy I ever got on TikTok. So Mike, thank you very much for that. Matt with the Life Liberty Show, I want to give you a big shout out. He just sent he's watched us live for 500 minutes consecutive, like when we are live.
I don't even watch that much. What do you?
So that's super cool, man. I really appreciate all of the guys that on TikTok, all the ladies and gents that come on TikTok and watch us, and then plus all the people here in chat. Starting with Scott Lara and Chris Cornelius and everybody else that's in chat right now. Marcus, which is Chris's son, and everybody that's in chat. Brian Wood. I've known Brian for a really, really long time. Super cool guy. He loves fishing. I see his post all the time. So, and everybody else that's come and gone that ain't, that are still not here. Just a big shout out to everybody. So go check out realherocharters.com. That's REEL herocharters.com. So go check them out. Go send them an email. Say, hey, I want to get involved with your organization. Go buy some merch. Make sure you tag them on all the social media platforms. Make sure you tag them. And if you do run a nonprofit, reach out to them, especially if you're in the hunting or fishing realm. Reach out to them. Say, hey, man, this is what I want to do. I want to connect with you guys and partner with you guys in whatever way, whatever form or fashion. So definitely reach out to them. But it is that time of night, Gunny. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Gunny's Words of Wisdom.
Avoid people that do not see your effort, but never miss your mistakes.
That's powerful. Say it again for the people in the back.
Avoid people that do not see your effort, but never miss your mistakes.
Them toxic people. All they see is your mistakes. They don't see what you do, but yeah, avoid them for sure. For sure. All right. So we're going to do the joke of the day. And I've requested, and if you're out there in the world of veterans, to send us you telling us a joke. Well, it could be audio, could be video. We just need a 30-second to a minute video of you telling a clean joke that we can play on Reach Across America Radio. Tonight's joke is from our good friend Tim Thomas. He's an Australian Special Forces veteran. So this is coming from down under. This joke will be coming from down under. But go check out Breathwork in Bed. Like if you have trouble breathing while you're or not
Or
trouble
falling asleep.
or trouble falling asleep, go check out Breathwork in Bed. There's an app you can download. It gives you all kinds of good things. It's called Breathwork in Bed. Tim created it. It's a phenomenal program. So check this out.
It's time for the joke of the day.
Tim Thomas here, just out in the Australian bush, and I thought I'd contribute to Dave's request for jokes sent in from the veteran community. So what do you call a magic dog? A labracadabrador.
That's so Tim Thomas.
But you know, if it wouldn't have been for the accent, I don't think it would have been as funny.
Right. Big shout out to Tim Thomas, our Aussie friend from down under, for sending in the joke.
I'm out in the bush, and you see the houses in the background.
Right? Well, I guess that is the bush to them.
I'm gonna go out in the yard here and be like, I'm deep in the woods of Kentucky, and then you see my house in the background.
Oh, hellfire.
Oh shoot.
But anyway, Gunny, all right, here we go.
Yeah, everybody, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. Surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up and not tear you down.
In the silence of your struggle, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. The uniform may come off, but the bond remains. And together we heal, we rise, and we carry each other forward. And the key word there is together. Together we heal, together we rise, and together we carry each other forward. So stop all of the nonsense, combat veteran, non-combat veteran. It doesn't matter. You all signed your name on the dotted line. I say y'all, but we all signed our name on that dotted line. So it doesn't matter when you serve, whether it's during wartime, during peacetime, conflict time, whatever, we all served. Hashtag be someone stranger. Guys, we talk about this on every episode of HomeFront Sitrep. Be someone stranger. And what I mean by that is because we're, as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So be someone stranger today. When you're out and about and you see somebody that looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, say, hey, how are you doing today? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream, ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? And be ready for that conversation, because it could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. You have to be ready for that. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't try to fix the person you're talking to. Just listen. That's all they want. They just want to vent and get the demons out. So just ask the next hard question and be there for them and listen.
Yeah, and Joe said it earlier. It takes a village. We can't do this alone. All right. It takes all of us to take that number and lower it. Every single one of us, for the most part, has a cell phone. Open up your contacts list, scroll through it, blindly hit a name, call them, ask them how they're doing today, tell them you need to talk, whatever it may be. Your voice just might be what saves that person on the other end of the phone that day.
Amen. Amen. All right. Big shout out to SOF Missions. Why didn't I take that off? Big shout out to sofmissions.org. Dr. Damon Freeman and his wife created the organization, and they are a top tier veteran service organization out of Tampa, Florida. Gunny's got the cup that right there, and man, he was talking about at the beginning of the episode the Chris May performance that he's doing, which is part of the follow-up care. And here's the thing: what sets them a little bit different from most organizations out there is the year-long 365 days of caring for you after you leave. So if you need supplements or you need massage therapy or chiropractor cognitive therapy or whatever, they will help you get to that point, and if you can't pay for it, they will help pay for it. So check out sofmissions.org, click apply. Whether male or female, they do have 2 female clinics a year. So go check out sofmissions.com. I want to thank our partners. First up is heroesmediagroup.com. Adam Bird is amazing. He created an amazing organization called Heroes Media Group, which we are a proud family member. We have been for about 2 years now. So go check out heroesmediagroup.com. There's a whole plethora of veteran podcasters on the platform. So go check out heroesmediagroup.com. Up next is reacheacrossamerica.org/radio. So Reach Across America Radio, which HomeFront Sitrep has been a proud partner with these guys for almost a year now. We're on Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. That's Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern on reacheacrossamerica.org/radio. Don't make fun of me now. Up next is sameflagsameoath.com. Right there on the bottom of your screen is our shirt. It says Marine It Down on it. It's a co-branded shirt with sameflagsameoath.com. All the money proceeds from the shirt. We get 25% of all sales of that shirt. That money goes back into veteran service organizations. So it might go to Real Hero Charters. It might go into Montana Warriors on the Water. We're going to put all the names in a little wheel, spin that wheel. Whoever it lands on gets that check. Up next is eliteengraving24.com. Gunny's got the hat right there. He's showing the hat. It's a Richardson 112. You can get any Richardson 112 that they have in stock.
Any Richardson brand.
Yeah, any Richardson brand that they have in stock. And once you go to the link, you can see what all hats they have there available. And it will have the red HomeFront Sitrep patch for Remember Everybody Deployed. So that's why we got red like that. Up next, Gunny, this is you.
Yep, Valor Coins and Pins. Brent and Brian Casey, the grandsons of the late Woody Williams, got this amazing company doing coins, pins, medals, poker chips, patches, pretty much anything you can think of. You're upside down, Willis. They're the ones that produced our amazing HomeFront Sitrep coin, business card bottle opener, and on the back of it, there's a little surprise in the dark.
Yep, a little surprise in the dark. So go check out Valor Coins and Pins. All right, you got this one.
Yep, RDC Shoes. Darren Davis, Marine, former law enforcement officer. Him and his wife started designing shoes shortly after 9/11 and then developed the company. They have right now the Patriot, which is it's blue. It's the field, if you will, the blue field with the stars with a red and white tongue. And the top grommets are gold to represent the Gold Star families. And a portion of the proceeds of that shoe goes to support the Woody Williams Foundation as well. And then they have the Glory Folds of Honor shoe, and that is a red and white shoe with a blue field and star tongue. They're very, very comfortable, and they just got selected as the shoe for America 250. So if you visit America 250, you can find his shoes on there as well.
Yep, definitely. And then, least but not least, check out HomefrontSitrep.com. You can see all these great veteran service organizations, veteran authors, veteran business owners, veteran comedians, you name it. It's on the website there. So go check out HomefrontSitrep.com. There's also, if you go underneath the merch site, there's a link to our shirt, which Uncle Sam still hasn't washed his shirt, so it's still stinky back there. Or our hat as well. So you can go check it. You can go to our website, go to merch, and then it will link you to Elite Engraving and sameflagsameoath.com. But it is that time of night. Like we always say on HomeFront Sitrep, stay safe out there. We got your six.
We got your six.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.